Okay, now I'm going to show you some things that you can use for your own build. Now, if you do very much construction, you're going to need some things. I'm going to show you how I do construction. First of all, I got a couple screwdrivers, one straight, one Phillips, and I have them a little bit long so that they fit in my pouch. Another thing that I have is a hammer and not just any hammer. This is around a 20 ounce. Got a fiberglass handle, got a rubber grip on it. This one is made by Ludell, L-U-D-E-L-L. I don't know if they make them anymore, but there are a lot of good hammers out there. Now this one has a straight claw, and this is really good for demolition, especially if you're tearing apart a building, tearing apart a wall, and you want to put a different wall in or something like that. You're tearing out a window, something like that. And I also have two belt loops for the hammer. One there and one over here. Another thing is you got to have a tape measure. If you're going to do construction, have a 25 foot. If you're going to do cabinets, small things, have a 16 foot. It's just a little bit more convenient. Also have a pair of pliers. These are just regular pliers. Nothing fancy. If you got a splinter, you can pull it out. Possibly. If you got a nail, you can pull that out along with your screwdriver. If you need something bigger, then you're going to have a bigger tool to pull out really tough nails, especially if they're in old hardwood. And then have a Sharpie, a couple of them in case you drop one. In this case, I'm carrying around a candle, and that leads me to this part of it. I got Torx head screws. Put a little wax on it, the screw will go in faster and easier, and it might keep it from splitting. Another thing is those were 2-inch nails that I just showed, but you can have, 2-inch screws, but you can have 3-inch, 3.5. If you're going to do things the old-fashioned way with a hammer, then you're going to have 16 penny nails and 8 penny nails. Those are the most versatile. You can get other sizes, of course. Have a speed square. Some guys have a real big one, and then they might have a special hook so that they can hook it on. Now, there's different pouches that you can get. These are the ones that I prefer, but it doesn't matter whichever one satisfies you. This one also has a couple of screwdriver holders right here and another hammer loop in case you're working somewhere that you have to have the hammer on the other side. Alright, what we're going to do here now is I'm going to take this is going to be down like that, and I have to make a couple measurements. Okay, here's the basic plan. I'm going to have I'm going to call these studs, but they're actually 1 by material, and some of them are like almost 2 inches thick. And then this is the plate on the bottom, and these are other studs right here. You might have to have a chop saw, also known as a miter box, miter saw. This is very helpful in getting square cuts. Might want to make your own saw station. If you buy one, it's going to be big bucks. Now these are going to have to be 57 1/4. This particular saw has another feature. Very helpful. It's got a shadow that it creates, and you can line up your board very easily with this. And this, on this particular one, I've got a straight edge on this one that's sawed. So first of all, square up your ends. $57 1/4. Now if you look on this, as I said, this is hardwood. If you look on this end right here, it's got some curly grain. That's because as this was growing, there was another branch. And they also call this different names like fiddleback and crotch, because it was the crotch of two branches that were together. So I want to cut that off because it makes the board kind of wacky. Alright, here's a chance for you to figure out something for yourself. Now, this is going to work okay. I've got to take my square, put it in this corner, get this in position. Alright, I can go one of two ways on here. I can either drill holes and drive in screws, or I can use the nail gun. I split both of the boards, so that's not very good. That draws everything right together. These are 3-inch. One disadvantage of this type of fastener placement is that when I get this done, it's going to be on the bottom, and this whole big thing, this whole big camper is going to be all on this bottom. So if you want to remove the screws, you have to take them out from the bottom. But this is destroyed basically a little bit by the nail that I put in there. So now this is split right here. I'm going to put another screw in right here. And this time I'm going to put in a 2-inch. After all that, I'm going to check the battery. I got 4 bars on it. Okay. Now we're going to put the other one in. Get this nailer out of the way. Alright, now I'm going to have to cut some square pieces, and I'm going to screw those together. Alright, I put a couple corner blocks in here on this end and one down there, and those are to keep it square. We'll get a close up of those. So there's one, and another one down there. Well, now this looks like sort of a dilemma, because I've got the middle board. I had to find the center of this plate on the bottom, and I put this middle board right in the middle. It was 48.5 to right to the middle. All right, so because it was 97 altogether, the total length. Well, the reason why that one is sticking up is because I want the plywood. I want the plywood to go sort of like this, and I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing here, but the truck body swells right in the middle, and so I want the plywood to match that. And also I want to pull the plywood down over this board, because I don't want water to get up under it. And I did that on the other side also, and so we'll see how that goes.